So the next one's baby rabies. So baby rabies is, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward run. I've covered it in a bunch of standalone videos and sort of touched on it from time to time on the Entrepreneurs and Cars channel. And it's quite simply women that are just like absolutely desperate to have a child. You usually see it on late 30s, even mid 30s, even early 40s. You see some of these gals definitely on dating apps, and they'll not spend a lot of time. Hey, Moff, where did you go to school? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? What's your favorite meal that I might be able to cook for you one day, sort of thing. Like they don't ask questions like that. It's like, hey, do you want a baby? And it's like,
How many kids you want? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've sort of wasted a lot of time, and they see they're running out of runway and they got to get the aircraft off the ground. And it's like, if you're not about it, then they want to move on to the next guy. And there's a bunch of problems with that. The reasons why I see it as a red flag is, one, she's not saying she wants your baby, she wants a baby. And there's a big difference. You want a woman to genuinely desire your child if you're going to have a kid. None of this, I just want to have a baby, or I want to be a mom, or whatever that happens to be. That's not the way to go. That's most definitely going to create problems for you later on down the road. You've also got an older gal who's going to be carrying the child, so the pregnancy is going to be higher risk for her and for the baby. Higher probability of ending up with a kid on the spectrum, or all kind of issues that tend to happen more with geriatric pregnancies, which medical professionals seem to label from 35 on now. And she wants to run into this. Like, there's no vetting time. It's I'm running out of fucking time here. I'm going to be 39 next year, and if you're not going to do it, then I'm going to move on. It's like, and then she'll just go on to the next guy. So there's no genuine desire for you. It's just a genuine desire to have a baby and become a mom. So it's my advice to guys to don't get involved. Just don't. And if you see a chick's at the end of a runway, just be completely honest with them. Just say, look, I don't want to have a kid, and that's just the way that it is. And if you want to hang out and whatever FWB it, then do it. But just tell her straight up, man. Moff, what's your take on it?
Yeah, it can even start earlier. I've seen women in their late 20s that already know, they know that the clock is coming. They know the likelihood. They know that, because women like to generally date for a little while. They want to make sure you're that guy. They're generally not if you got a woman that's like throwing herself at you saying, hey, I want a baby in the next X amount of months, then yeah, that's like an easy, you need to run out the door, man. But women get to like 28, 29, they go, okay, like I've had my fun. Like, we all know the tropes, right? I've had my fun. They're looking for beta bucks, right? So they had their fun. They're looking to settle down. They had all their fun in their 20s. Maybe they stopped partying, at least for a little while, but they know that they're going to have to pay the piper. So they are they're really like trying to cash in while they still have some of their good looks. Like, somebody was telling me, it's like between 25 and 29, 30, you can make, or like maybe 32 or something like that, you can make an argument that you're 28 years old as a woman. When you hit 32, it's like you're 50 overnight. Like, you wake up at 32 years old, you're 50. So yeah, like a lot of guys will fall into these traps, especially when they want to date younger. They think, oh, college age girls are too young, or they're too dumb, or I can't have conversations with them, or mid-20 girls are too boss baby. But the late 20s girls, like, oh, they're in their 20s, so Rich and Moff will think that's a good thing. But at the same time, they don't understand that a lot of those late 20 women are setting up to try to trap a guy with a baby, or looking for beta bucks. And so you might be that guy who's just like, oh, wow, she really likes me. And yeah, like, I want to have children one day. So it just makes sense. Like, guys will find ways to logic themselves into these situations. Well, I want to have kids, and she doesn't have kids yet, and she's still relatively young, so we'll make it work. And then all of a sudden she got her kid or her kids from you. And then now she's out the door because she secured, the bag, so to speak. She secured the beta box. She just secured government protection via marriage. And now you're at risk of losing your kids and half your stuff. So, yeah, it's a dangerous place to be if you don't know what to look for. But women will certainly women are also pushing it back later and later. Like, women will be in their early 30s and say, oh, like, I'll wait, not the right time. Like, oh, my mom got pregnant with me when she was 44, so therefore it's going to work. Or I know this
Mm.
girl's husband's cousin's daughter that had 3 kids in her 50s, so I've got time. But in any case, in general, yeah, you can spot this a mile away. And I think the key point that you hit on the head that a lot of guys will overlook is she wants a baby. Like, I want to have a kid, not your kid. Any guy's seed will do as long as I have my child, and therefore I no other required work on your part. Um, yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, it's not
Move
worth it,
along.
guys. There's too much risk involved. She's going to push you too fast. You're not going to have your standard 2-year vetting period because time's running out. Um, you're not like, I think the probability of divorce and losing access to your kid and a lot of your wealth is fairly strong and significant. Because if it's like she wants to rush into it 6, 8, 10 months in, you don't know that much about her. You're probably not her first choice. There's guys that she wanted that didn't lock her down. And it's like, it's pretty common for women to get bored in a relationship as time goes on. And if she doesn't like you that much, like if you're just good enough, I think there's a pretty high probability that at some point, like 7, 8, 10 years down the road, she's like, F this guy. I've got the kid now. He's loaded. I can take half his shit and I don't need to put up with his shit, and I'll just alienate him from the kid. And it's a sad story. Like, I've seen it play out a whole bunch of times. It's a movie that I've seen many, many times. And it's something that I think that you should be aware of and be very careful of. Slow it down, turn off the afterburners. Don't let her make her problems your problems. If she's all, trying to rush you into it because she's running out of eggs and, you kind of dig each other's vibe, it's like, dude, just slow it down. Look, I'm not going to rush into anything. That's it. It's just, it's as simple as that. You want to have kids, just find a younger chick. Just find a chick that's not going to rush you into it. There's lots of other women out there, and you're going to have those opportunities and the optionality if your attractiveness is high enough and your value is high enough. And you're a good looking guy that's got value in the sexual marketplace, you will be spoiled for choice. You will have options. So exercise options. There's only guys that are lacking options that are going to fall for the whole baby rabies stuff. So just be super careful. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.